In the pages of the Bible, specifically the book of Acts, chapter 12, there is a night bathed in moonlight and silence. Deep beneath the streets of ancient Jerusalem, a stone cell holds a prisoner named Peter, one of Jesus' closest friends. He sleeps between two guards, his wrists locked in iron chains. Outside, torches sputter in the cool air. Heavy doors moan against their hinges. All is still, almost too still. Yet the Bible hints that something extraordinary is stirring, something heavenly. A faint glow begins to bloom inside the cell, golden and gentle, like dawn touching calm water. The guards do not stir. The locks do not rattle. But Peter is moments away from a rescue so quiet, so miraculous, only the pages of Scripture could capture it. So, take a deep breath, let your thoughts drift, and listen to this ancient Bible story. The night an angel of the Lord walked through locked doors and not a single soul heard a sound. The night stretches on. It's inside the prison. Peter remains asleep. His body still, but his spirit steady. His wrists are bound with two chains. One connects him to the guard on his left, another to the guard on his right. Two more soldiers stand at the main entrance. Beyond that, an iron gate. Beyond that, freedom. King Herod has ordered Peter to be watched very closely. This is no ordinary prisoner. He is a follower of Jesus, and lately, miracles seem to follow these people wherever they go. But tonight, no one expects a miracle. The guards are still. Peter is dreaming. The air hangs heavy, like time itself is holding its breath. Then suddenly a light begins to shine inside the cell. It doesn't flicker like a torch. It glows, pure and steady, like the presence of something holy. And standing in the middle of that light is an angel of the Lord. He says nothing at first. He simply reaches out and gently touches Peter's side. Peter stirs, confused. The angel whispers, "Get up quickly." And in that very moment, the chains fall. Not loudly, not with a crash, they simply let go, like they were never locked at all. The angel beckons again, this time with a nod toward the door. Peter, still groggy, looks down at his hands, now free. Then he rises to his feet, his mind racing. What does the angel want? What is he supposed to do? The angel, seeing his confusion, puts a hand on Peter's shoulder and gently guides him toward the door. Still, no words are spoken. Outside the cell, the other guards seem not to notice either the angel or Peter's now unlocked chains. They march back and forth, their eyes gazing into the distance. Peter, with the angel still by his side, slips past them and walks toward the iron gate. One guard, stationed close by, looks up, sees them, and shouts, "Hey, where do you think you're going?" Startled, Peter freezes. The guard rises, moving quickly now, and steps between Peter and the gate. "I said, where are you going?" Peter looks at the guard, then at the angel, then back at the guard. In a voice barely above a whisper, he says, "I have to go. The angel of the Lord has come and he has set me free." The guard looks from Peter to the empty space beside him and back again. "What?" Peter repeats. "The angel of the Lord has come and he has set me free." With that, Peter steps through the gate and into the night. The guard, still staring at the spot where the angel had stood, calls out, "Hey, stop him. Don't let him get away." But it's too late. Peter is gone. And so, before the first rays of sunlight touch the horizon, Peter finds himself outside the city walls, the gate behind him locked tight. No one knows how he got out, not the soldiers who searched the prison in the morning, finding it empty, nor the people who heard rumors of a miraculous escape. Only Peter knows, and he will tell them, because the story doesn't end here. It continues every time someone hears and believes the good news. Every time someone chooses faith over fear. Every time someone walks through the gates of old and new into a life of freedom and light. The cool morning air was like a bucket of water over Peter's head. He blinks in the glowing light, still unsure if he's awake or dreaming. Before him stood an angel, radiating a bright yet peaceful glow. Their presence seemed to calm the very air around them. Their eyes, pools of starlight, gazed at Peter with quiet kindness. "Get dressed," the angel said, their voice barely a whisper. Yet it echoed with an otherworldly resonance that seemed to stir something deep within Peter's soul. Peter slowly reached for his tunic, his hands shaking slightly. He managed a small smile. more out of relief than anything else. The tunic felt heavy in his arms, yet strangely comforting. He pulled it on, his fingers fumbling with the knot of his belt. "Now, put on your cloak," the angel said. Peter obeyed, still dazed, still wondering, "Is this real? Can this be happening?" The angel turned and walked toward the iron door. Peter followed, his sandals slapping against the cold stone floor. The guards, still chained beside him moments ago, did not move. They didn't even seem to see him. It was as if they had fallen into a deep heavenly sleep. Step by step, Peter and the angel moved past the first guard post. No one stopped them. They reached the second, still nothing. Then they came to the final gate. Heavy, cold, locked tight with iron bolts. Peter paused, his hand hovering over the rough stone. What if this is just a dream? What if I wake up and the chains are back on my wrists? The angel did not touch the gate. They simply walked forward and it swung open on its own, making no sound, offering no explanation. Peter stepped through, the city stretching quietly before him. The angel walked beside him, silent as starlight. As they walked, the first rays of sunlight began to paint the sky with hues of gold and crimson. The city, bathed in the soft glow, looked different. It seemed to breathe, to pulse with a life of its own. Buildings, once cold and imposing, now appeared warm and inviting. Even the rough cobblestones beneath their feet seemed to welcome them. "Where are we going?" Peter finally asked, his voice hoarse from disuse. The angel turned, their star-filled eyes seeming to pierce through Peter's soul. "You know where you're going?" they replied, their voice echoing with an otherworldly resonance. Peter shook his head, confused. But as he looked into those fathomless eyes, something stirred within him, a memory, a feeling, a sense of purpose. He took a deep breath and realized, yes, he knew where he was going. This wasn't just a walk. It was a journey of 1,000 steps, each one echoing with destiny. The night air greets Peter like a soft breath, cool and still. The streets of Jerusalem lie quiet beneath a sky full of stars. Somewhere a dog barks in the distance. But here, it is silence. Peter follows the angel down a narrow street. Stone walls stretch high on both sides, bathed in moonlight. Their footsteps make no sound, not even a whisper. Then, just as suddenly as he came, the angel is gone. No goodbye, no flash of light. He is simply not there. Peter stops. He looks around. The silence grows deeper, and for the first time, he realizes this is not a dream. This happened. The chains, the sleeping guards, the opening gate, the voice. It was real. All of it. And Peter, once locked in iron and stone, is now standing free under the stars. He speaks softly to himself, almost in awe. "Now I know for sure that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's hand and from everything the people expected to happen to me. He doesn't shout, he doesn't run. He walks, slowly letting each step remind him he has been saved, not by sword, not by plan, but by the quiet, unstoppable will of God." And Peter, the disciple who denied Jesus 3 times, who ran from the cross, who hid behind locked doors, now walks forward into the sunrise, towards the city, towards the waiting disciples, towards the work that lies ahead. He walks forward into the light of a new day. We're going to continue this story tomorrow. If you want to hear more about how Peter, the disciple who denied Jesus, became the leader of the church, then subscribe so you can be reminded when the next episode releases. You can also listen to or watch the full story of Peter, the disciple, through the provided link. Till next time, walk in the light. Now the night before, Peter had been abruptly awakened from his sleep. The chains holding him were gone. And when the angel announced his freedom, Peter didn't hesitate, shook off the shackles and ran. He ran through the city, over rooftops, across courtyards, away from guards and soldiers, until he heard the sound of worship rising up all around him. It was the sound of a city sleeping. But inside this house, the sound of singing echoed through the open windows. Peter walked quietly through the sleeping city. Each footstep echoed softly in the stillness. He didn't go far. Just beyond the city walls, tucked between olive trees and shaded courtyards, stood a small home, a house full of people. But not people who were sleeping. Inside, the lights were low. Voices whispered, hands were folded, eyes were closed. They were praying. This was the house of Mary, the mother of John Mark, a friend, a believer. And tonight, the gathering place of a quiet miracle. Because while Peter was locked in chains, these men and women had been praying for his rescue. All night, they had no swords, no keys, only faith. And now, Peter is standing at their gate. He raises his hand and knocks. Not loudly, just enough to be heard through the stillness. And inside, a servant girl named Rhoda hears the sound. She moves toward the door, and something in her heart feels strange. She leans close and listens again. Another knock. Cautiously, she speaks. "Who is it?" From the other side, a voice replies, "It's me." "Peter?" She freezes. "Peter?" She knows that voice. But it can't be. Peter is in prison, isn't he? In her excitement, she doesn't open the door. Instead, she turns and runs back into the house, her voice full of wonder. "Peter is at the door," she says. But the others don't believe her. They shake their heads. "You're out of your mind," they say. Peter is in prison. We know his chains. We hear the guards outside. He cannot be here. But she insists. She knows what she heard. She knows that voice. And Peter, he's still outside. Still knocking. Still waiting. Still here at the gate. Still knocking. Still waiting in the night air. While those inside argue over whether the impossible might just be true. Finally, someone opens the door. And there he is. Peter, not a ghost, not a dream, but truly, fully there. Their eyes widen, their mouths fall open. No one says a word. He lifts a finger to his lips. A gentle sign. She. The night is still dangerous. Soldiers may come looking. And every second counts. Peter steps inside for just a moment. The room, once filled with whispers and prayers, now stands frozen in silent awe. Peter speaks quietly. He tells them what happened. The chains, the angel, the gates that opened without a touch. He tells them how the Lord had delivered him. And then, just as quietly as he came, he leaves. He slips into the night, disappearing into the shadows, hidden by the same God who led him out of prison. And the house, once full of prayers, is now full of wonder. Peter is gone, but peace remains, because now they know. God hears, God moves. And even when all seems locked and lost, he can still open the gates. This is the last scene in a series depicting the escape of Peter from prison, as told in the Bible. The first scene is Peter being visited in prison by an angel who tells him to get up. The second scene shows Peter waking up and the chains falling off his wrists. The third scene has Peter knocking on the prison gate, which miraculously opens for him. In this scene, we see the people he's trying to tell his story to are doubting that what he's saying is true. And the last scene shows the quiet awe that fills the room as Peter shares his story. I wanted to depict the moment Peter slipped out of the prison as a moment of quiet confidence, not a triumphant shout. This moment was all about the small gestures. The way he puts his finger to his lips, asking for silence. The way he moves with purpose, but also gentleness. It's not a moment for boasting or drawing attention. It's a moment for reverence and understanding the miraculous nature of what's just happened. Peter isn't just escaping prison, he's escaping death. And in that moment, he knows the danger isn't over yet. I hope you enjoyed this little video series. I've put a lot of love into it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching.